Hello and welcome to this slow unpacking of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I think this is the first actual unpacking content that we do on this channel from this new set. The new set has been really clean. I have some videos ready already. And I must say I like diving deep into these characters. They are new for me at least, most of them. And that really adds to it. So that is fun. I would say let's just dive right in because that's the most fun way to do it. And just like the previous times, if you do have anything to say, but if you do have something to say about some of the decks that you are playing that you maybe like to play in standard this time. The previous time was in modern, of course, so maybe you were trying to get some commander cards as well. Then please tell me. I really love to hear. And we can see if we can pull some cool cards that would fit in your decks as well. So that should be fun too. Also, nice to know if you are watching this later or something. Is that yes, we are doing just a few packs. This is a pre-release pack actually. We are doing just a few packs, but we will take a long time with those packs. So it is slow unpacking. You should have known by the title of the channel. But we take our time. We look at each card, we see what they mean to us, we see if there's a little bit of a side story, maybe there's a little bit of a story in the whole pack. We look at the art, everything, and we don't just brush past all the comments and tokens and lands. Definitely the lands, because in this set, those are pretty special as well. I like this. I think this is a new way for pre-release packs to open, like such. That's cool too. Yeah. One thing to do. We'll just see it in a bit. Whether it's good. So the promo this time, yeah, that definitely looks better. I don't know if I put it more up. Oh, right. Okay, so it doesn't really out of focus, but it's still better if we still just lay it down on the mat. So that's cool. But let's look at these. These are a little bit hard to unpack sometimes because these are a little bit loose. And I like to do it clean. So let's see. We have Forsworn Paladin, a 1-mana human knight with menace. Okay. It's a rare from Lorenzo Mastroianni. 1-mana 1/1 with menace is something that you want to make stronger, probably. You can pay 2 mana to pay and pay 1 life to create a treasure token. That's really strong actually. Because it is still ramp, it's temporary, but it is still ramp. And then for 3 mana target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. If mana from a treasure was spent, that creature also gains Death Touch. So we have seen some 1-mana black creatures that grow a lot and gain Death Touch as well before. And those are really strong. So I think this card will be really strong as well. It is a rare, so you probably won't be playing a lot of it just for the sake of it, and it does seem like a card that is just good. Not really something with a lot of extra synergies, but maybe for some people it does. So nothing on the backside, of course, is a card. We have the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and all the other dungeons, by the way, as well, if you want. Here's a little bit of a code, a little bit cheeky, but if you ask for it later, you can check that too. This works. This is the right side, yeah. But these dungeons, and on the back side you have the other tokens that you might need. So it's the Atrobal, a 4/4 with Death Touch. That's pretty strong for a token. a 1/1 skeleton, which do get really strong here as well. And also I just noticed these are foil, but just a little bit. That's really beautiful. And the goblin, this goblins, if you don't have foil goblins yet, this is really cool. Once you choose, and of course all 3 dungeons that you can enter, because you will need those as well. You definitely will. So there's always a little bit of information. We'll look at that. These really save me a lot. So I'll keep this here. So 6 packs a day. We'll have enough breaks to chill in between. So yeah, let's just put these to the side actually. I don't like it like that. So previous time we had some squirrels to look at. Today we have a whole guide to dungeons. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms introduces a brand new mechanic, dungeons. Before you delve deeper and venture forth into the short explanation and become a master adventurer. If you aren't in a dungeon and you venture into a dungeon, you may choose a dungeon and go into the first room, triggering its ability. Each time you venture thereafter, move down in the room connected to your current room by an arrow. So I think it's better to show it. If you haven't done this before, let's say you choose Tomb of Annihilation. You start with the room where you enter into a trap and each player loses 1 life. Then after you can choose for Veils of Fear. Each player loses 2 life unless they discard a card or oubliette. Discard a card and sacrifice an artifact, a creature and a land. That's just to finish the dungeon faster. So if you're wondering about that. When you enter the bottommost room, you get its ability. So in this case, not really an ability, it's more like you create a 4 for a throw ball. I think this should be on the back side of this. Yeah, true. Nice. If you're in a dungeon, you can't enter another dungeon. So it just explains that new mechanic again, of course. If you're going to draft, then make sure that you have a curve that's really early. Good tip, always useful. So yeah, let's just jump into the first pack here. It's a little bit crumpled, don't know how that happened, but not too much of a problem, of course. Just like to note those things. Also, the dice this time was hidden, so I didn't look at it before, but oh yeah, that's really cool. It also feels really different. But of course, the spin down die that you use for Magic the Gathering are a little bit different from ones that you use for Dungeons and Dragons. In this case, you want to really be able to roll it without knowing which side is up. So usually the Magic the Gathering die go from 1 to 2 to 3, like in a spin down way. In this case, they are rather random, or it seems that way, of course. Still, if you know that one trick with that every time you add both sides of a 6-sided die together, you get 7. I think something like this might be true as well for 21. 18 and 3. Yeah. So like it's just like that. It's really interesting. Might have to look at that later. I don't think that's really. Math is not what you came here for. So let's just open the back of Magic the Gathering. And Dungeons and Dragons in a way. I mean, it's all fantasy. Fair game. Can at least be curious. A little bit of a Secret Lair ad, which we do get a lot of lately. So here we start with Fate's Reversal. Return. Is this a little bit better? Yeah, a little bit better. Return up to one target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and then you may venture into the dungeon. Okay. So a little bit of graveyard synergy here already. A Doom Denied or perhaps Delayed. I really like this art too. This is from Alex Branwin. That's cool. That you see the two fates, one with the live flower and one with the dead flower, and then one on the other hand with the... Oh, there's a slight echo? Oh, thanks, man. Not sure how either. But is it slight or is it like really can't listen at all to this? I don't know. Maybe open more windows. Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks, man. Let's see if I echo. I don't know, honestly. Oh, really don't know. How to fix that. Hope it's not too annoying. But really like it in the way that the art is focused on the fact that if you change your fate, something else's fate will be changed as well. That's really cool. Here we have Planar Ally, a 5-mana angel. If your Seeker were still here, I don't know if you are, you would probably like to see this a little bit, right? I mean, it's still an angel. Whenever it attacks, you may venture into the dungeon, so that's pretty okay. I mean, it's a 5-mana 3/3, which can be very easily removed, but still a nice touch that you can venture into the dungeon every turn with this. I think that's pretty strong, because on 3 attacks you will have completed the dungeon, or you have had the choice to. Your light touches every corner and their wings brush either wall, leaving no place for evil to lurk. So this angel really shows her goodness, and these hyenas, and they are apparently evil, have no place to stay in the shadows at least. They can still be there, they just can't be evil because you will see it with the light. Air Cult Elemental is a 6-mana flying 2/5, so it can block the planar ally every time, but she will still get to venture into the dungeon. So that's not really a nice battle for this elemental. Elemental evil distorts the natural elements. Sorry. Limiting them to aspects of destruction. So maybe this elemental just wants to be friends, but he can't because he is made of air and he is practically a tornado, so he can't really make friends in that manner. That's a little bit of a sad story here. Maybe they wanted to be friends. Poor guy. He looks shocked as well. Here we have Swarming Goblins, a 5-mana 4/3 Goblin, which I think is really cool, because like I said before, you can see the stats of the thing. It's a 5-mana 4/3, okay, but also you can see 3 or 4 goblins, and I think that is a pretty good stat line for 4 goblins as a 4/3. They are more attacking, you can see how aggressive they are, and not really about defending. I mean, they are not really looking what's to what's behind them. And then you can roll a dice. This is the first one that we have seen in this video stream. And you can get either 1, 2, or 3 goblins. 3 is only if you get really lucky, but that's pretty strong because then you have 7. Oh, goddies. Oh no. Okay, it said that this was going to happen, but... Well, we have some technical difficulties. Here you can see what my camera says. Hold up. Man, oh man, oh man. Stay with me. Just gonna put this away. Okay. This should be better. Add this. All right. Add it again. So first you see a lot. Here's me. Cool. All right. That's good. Don't be alarmed. Hold up. What's this? Huh? Oh, it froze, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Okay. It's not too much of a problem though. Okay. Put you back to your previous. Now everything is reversed, so put that back. Oh, don't delete. So now you have. Now you got to see how it works. The veil is lifted. Let's see. And also switch this around again. Wait, that's not the right menu. Turn it around. Great. Awesome. Yeah. And this is seeable already. That's just lucky. That's just lucky. And then do the echo away again. Okay. Here. Echo away. Okay. Done. You're getting that echo as well. So is it gone now? Because we did a little bit of setup. Perhaps it is gone now as well. And I'll lower my timer for this one. Can confirm. Still? I'll wait for my hand, otherwise I won't be able to see. We're good now? Awesome. Cool. So that was worthwhile. That's cool to know. Also, I don't know if this is already gone. If someone has seen that the code is gone, please tell me, because otherwise people will keep looking for it. That would be a shame. But yeah, I think this is cool that the stat line really reflects the fact that these are 3 or 4 goblins. I was really sweating there. One of your favorite comments. Yeah, I think this is really cool because, swarming goblins, but also these are a lot of creatures.
that you can get into the battlefield. And I think that really makes up for the high cost in that way. Because you can at least defend with them, but you will probably want to attack with them. What seems nice, yeah, and the fact that you can get a 7-6 worth of stats is really amazing. That's cool. So, but we have talked about this already before the camera went out. So, Inspiring Bard. I think this art is really cool. Because you can see that there are some people sleeping here, but some of them are really hating the music. And I think it's cool that that Bard music is of course magical. It will have a kind of effect, and whether you like it or not will really affect how the spell affects you. I think that's really cool. So for 4 mana you have an elf bard. It's a 3/3 elf, which is pretty big for an elf, and then you can choose to give another creature +2/+2, or you can gain 3 life. So it's saying it will inspire your creatures or it will have them rest. But I think that this guy doesn't really like the music. This one has gotten a rest. I'm not really seeing anyone that's inspired by it though. So I think this one chose to give these people a rest. Wake up, my friends. There are deeds to be done and treasures to be won. That's his song, I think. Name, maybe. It's like prosaic. There's beauty in that simplicity. True. A D&D Jigglypuff? Wait. Oh, like how simple it is. The Jigglypuff is a simple Pokemon in a way, a simple design, because it's just a pink blob, like Kirby or something. True. A Genie Windsear is a 4 mana 3/3 again. So a lot of 4 mana 3/3 flyings in this set, I think. Or at least we have seen at least 2 now. And then when it ends the battlefield, you can either scry 1, 2, or 3. So really simple step up here as well. But of course, when you get to scry more, it's even more powerful because you get to choose. Perhaps if you would have scryed 2, you might have put in 1 card to the top that you might not have chosen if you had seen all 3 of the cards, of course. So that's why scrying 3 is, in my mind, better than way better than 2. Or more like the step from 2 to 3 is better than from 1 to 2. That's what I meant. I hope he doesn't draw a mustache. Oh, this guy. Oh, he's the D&D. Oh, Jigglypuff because he makes everyone sleep, but he doesn't want to. He wants people to enjoy his music. I get it. Okay, true. Thanks for the explanation as well. True. Ooh, cool. I like these ones. But this one is extra cool. I really have played a lot of life gain in Magic the Gathering Arena when... Oh. Also, I don't know if you see this, but... Oh, no, you don't. Oh, okay. Oh, great. Streaming. Oh, well, you do. I just saw it when I moved it. I get this dude out of the way. Because we could do that. It just needs... Okay, we're going to do just a little bit more adjustment because I really don't like that. You can see that there's music on my camera apparently or something. Just a little bit more. Okay, hold on. That's how we had it before. Yeah, okay. But I really like these. It really gives me the feeling of wanting to play Dungeons and Dragons in a way. I imagine seeing wind would be more a detriment than a positive. Wind is all over the place. Seeing it might reduce your visibility a bit. Yeah, this Jenny sees wind. Maybe what it means is that she feels the air currents and that's why she knows stuff. So maybe there's like a storm all the way on the other side of the world and she can see that or something like that. Because if you look at the art as well, how did this dude return? Oh, it's auto focusing. Well, that's nice of the camera, but I don't need it because it's the same every time. But okay. But if you look at the art, you can see that she's really sort of gathering energy from this wind in a way. I think she's getting knowledge from the wind. Maybe the wind whispers, but she sees it. So I don't know. She sees the wind. I don't know. I have never seen wind, so I don't know what you can see in it. But that's an interesting question. How do you see wind? I'm just waiting for the red heart to appear in the square, and suddenly this becomes an Undertale screen. True. Could become. It's a weatherman. Yeah, but a magical weatherman. I mean, they don't really have weather stations in Magic Gathering, right? So I think it's a magical weatherman then. True. Yeah, well, maybe the wind can tell her more. So the wind has seen some stuff, of course. But yeah, about these arts, I really feel like this gives a little bit of an old feeling. I really am getting hyped because of this to really make some adventures with these cards. That's really cool. But this one is a 3-mana unicorn, which is a 3/2 at the beginning, but then whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on Celestial Unicorn. I think this is a little bit worse than the Ajani's Bridemaid, because it's a 2/2, it's just, and this one is a 3/2, it's not too much of a difference. But it is cool that this is a unicorn. I mean, there's not too much of that creature type, I don't think. And we have seen some commander stuff with that, and maybe it needed some more help. I mean, Adrix and Nev were magical meteorologists predicting natural disasters. Yeah. I do wonder how that works, but this one at least can see the wind, so the storms are easy for them. I don't know. I don't think Jinn are male or female in any way, because the Aefreed weren't. So I don't know. But them at least. This is important. This thing, by the way. Gonna have to make that faster too. This helps me not having the same problem as before. Like a bestiality. Oh. You can't say that here. No, I get it. Like a bestiary. Yeah, the alt arts are neat. Yeah, it's like a bestiary. I like that all the creatures are simple too. Yeah, that was a really bad autocorrect. But I like that the creatures are simple too, because, yeah, it really enables you to just put the card on the table and make it the creature that you are fighting at that moment. So you will see that in some unpacking videos later too. Well, you don't have to be there at the start, because there were a lot of technical problems as well. And there might be some more because I'm using a new camera. So, yeah, but it should look better at least. So this is Great Axe. I think this is one of the equipments that really lets you equip a really big weapon that's really unwieldy. So this one costs 1 mana, so it's easy to put on the battlefield, but it will cost you 5 mana to attach it. It doesn't seem that hard to attach this one, but apparently it can kill a dragon in a way. I am really curious how this man killed a dragon with an axe, but that must have been pretty metal. If you're so mighty, skilled one, then why are you dead? That's something harsh to say. But it does seem like something a party member of a Dungeons and Dragons game would say after they kill the dragon with an axe. I mean, this must have been... Well, I think it really shows you that in Dungeons and Dragons you can get some really high rolls and be really lucky about stuff. So I think that's how it went. Arnie Brokenbrow, yeah, from Kaldheim. He did it with a rope. Yeah, he said he did it with a rope, but he is a bit of a boaster. I know that as well. But this one is from Carrie Christensen, and I think it really shows you how the dragon fell from the sky And I like that she made this a little bit misty. It seems more mysterious. It seems more like this shouldn't really be real. It's how someone told it almost. That's cool that they made it that way. Veteran Dungeoneer is a 4-mana human warrior, which says when it enters the battlefield, you may venture into the dungeon. So a really easy way to venture into the dungeon. More meant... Oh, you're coming back again. But more meant as a, I think, limited kind of thing. No, don't go there. But that's cool. I mean, it's just a 3/4, which is a chunky stat line for a 4-mana creature. You can probably use this very well to defend yourself while you are completing dungeons. And the flavor says, her tales of glory light a fire in the souls of the next generation of adventurers. So that's cool too. By the way, if you haven't done this yet, it's 6 packs, if you haven't noticed, by the way. The orange box really has to become a friend today, so I hope no one really minds too much, because it's really coming back every time. But yeah, a little bit like Arnie Broken Brow, in fact, this one that tells beautiful tales, and I think that's cool too, because the dungeon master has to be a storyteller in that way, and they have gotten a creature too, so that's cool. If Da Vinci was so smart, how come he died? Yeah, true. Well, this is about mightiness, so I think that's more fitting to intelligence, to dying. But Dungeoneer, yeah, they really just know how to be in a dungeon. I think that's it. But it's fun to say, so say it a few times for yourself. If you're not in a too big of a group of people, just say Dungeoneer a few times. It's fun to say. But ooh, I like this one. I've used this as a, to say it, thumbnail already, so can't use them again. But it's Shestra, Death's Whisper. I can't say it apparently. But when she enters the battlefield, target creature blocks this turn if able. So it's a little bit of a fight spell in that way, but you have to attack for it. And then Whispers of the Grave, so she has 2 abilities. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay to life, and if you do, you draw a card. So you don't have to pay mana, so for that second ability, I mean. So if you have her on turn 4, you can let 2 other creatures fight each other with her Death's Whispers or Bewitching Whispers. And then the creature that died will whisper to her from the grave, and then she knows something new. You can see her whispering to some dead dude here as well. And then you may draw a card if you pay to life. So that's really cool ability, 4 mana as well. It's a 1/3, so not about the chunk this time, but that's a really cool ability, and creatures will die in Magic the Gathering, so you will draw cards, which is strong in Magic the Gathering, so that's cool. And really cool art, of course. I mean, there's a really important difference between... whoa, where are you going? I'd like you to be here. But there's a really important difference between digital art and non-digital art in any way. But digital art is really cool because you have so much more freedom. And you might say, oh, that's so beautifully made. And it is so beautifully made. You just have a little bit more tools. But your creativity has to be amazing as well. I mean, look at the composition of the art as well. For example, the armor that they made for Shestra, or the fact that there's wisps coming from the skull. That's really those are really cool details. And she is pretty cool to build around. You are right in that. And it's also an uncommon. So if you are just starting with this set and you don't have too much money to put into Arena. It's really nice to start off with just 4 of these and building around that, and I think you can get pretty far with that. I like the idea of dungeon crawling being such an integral part of society that it's like a discipline. That's what you like about Dungeoneer, right? Where you can have it on your business card. Well, yeah, true. I mean, you can have it on your business card still. I mean, if you are going to... Well, you have just a few companies that you can really go to with a business card, but you can still do it. So I would say go for it. Put it on your business card and knock yourself out. Not really. Although I suppose that's kind of what archaeology... True. Maybe if you become an archaeologist, you can say that. True. But yeah, like I was saying, Shesra, really cool to build around and also really cheap to make a deck of in Arena. So that's cool. Yeah, she's whispering to the skull, so that's why she is holding it to her ear. But I mean, we all did that when we were young, and I think if I were still a kid and I would find a skull, maybe I would do it now as well. But if I were a kid, I would definitely hold it to my ear and see what dead people would say. I mean, you can at least try. But I was a little bit weird as well. So, but choose your weapon, and this is actually, I think, yeah, this is actually the first time that we see our main party. So in this set, there is a main party that we can see go through a lot of adventures together. And in this case, we see the, I think, elven archer named Varys, where Eliwick Tumblestrum, who is the bard of the party, says, "Move it, Varys, or I will pick one for you." So we can see this range is a little bit undecisive, and he doesn't know what to pick. I think he is fighting a dragon, so I would pick the second ability. This spell deals 5 damage to target creature with flying. Would be effective against the dragon, probably. Or 2 weapon fighting, so you can choose 2 swords and double target creatures' power and toughness until end of turn. Could be strong against a dragon as well, as we have seen just a bit before, when someone killed the dragon with an axe. So uncommon, yeah, of course, it's also a legendary creature. So well, the thing is, with commander, I wouldn't say that it would really save you money to go for an uncommon commander, because commander has so many cards. You have 100 cards that you need to pick, and if your commander is overpowered, then you can pick a little bit of a little less overpowered 99. So I would say if you were looking for you pull the awesome one. Which one is that? I don't know. Oh, but you will, yeah, you said it before, right? You will make a flicker reanimated deck. True. Nice. The Tap Conceit podcast, where they talk about how the original D&D ranger had to choose either 2 swords or a bow, because those are what Aragorn used in Legends of Runeterra. Lord of the Rings. Sorry, I've been playing that game too much. But okay, that's really cool flavor. Nice. So yeah, and also loading ready run is a really cool channel as well. So nice shout out to that. But yeah, that's cool that was it's a little bit of a Lord of the Rings vibe here. Of course, Magic the Gathering is a little bit different from that now, I hope, but at various times he uses either twin swords or a bow and arrow. True. And D&D kind of tried to recreate that vibe. Yeah. But I like that this one is really undecisive. And Olivier Bernard, this is really cool art as well. Ooh, here we have, I think that's what you were talking about, the Orcs one. That's really, how do you say it? Well, what are the odds of that, is what I want to say, something like that. Barrowin of Clan Undur. A 4-mana Orcs legendary creature Dwarf Cleric talking about Lord of the Rings and dwarves having big axes. When Barrowin enters the battlefield, venture into the dungeon, so another Dungeoneer here. Whenever Barrowin attacks, return up to 1 creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield if you have completed a dungeon. So that's the one. That's really, I can't think of the word, but it's really, there's not a lot of chance of you saying that and then me pulling the card. I can't think of the word. But cool. Every turn you can kind of attack with this and then get a small creature back. A little bit of a Lurrus thing, but this time you will have to attack. So that's a lot more balanced. I think they have literally looked at Lurrus and have changed this to be a little bit more or a little bit less game warping than Lurrus. I do think it's funny that this guy's name is basically Burrowing of a Clan Under. Burrowing of Clan Under. So he really likes to dig. He, right? Well, we don't know. Again, can't say that anymore. Wizard Spellbook is our rare this time. I think this is really cool. I have already pulled one for one of my other videos. But this one is really cool because how it plays is it's 7 mana for a Wizard's Spellbook. Oh, I'm not holding it into view for you. Wait, do this again before it goes off. I have to learn to do this now. Reset, go. But then you can tap it every turn, so it's a lot of mana, but you can tap it every turn, and then you can copy the card that you have gotten out of the graveyard. It has to be an instant or a sorcery. You can copy it, you will do that, and then you may cast a copy, so you have to pay all the mana for it. If you roll a 10 or a 19 to 19, you may copy it, but you only have to pay 1. So if it's a really big spell, so that is a gamble, but if it's a really big spell, then you can pay it for really cheap. And if you roll a natural 20, you have already exiled a lot of instant or sorcery cards under the spellbook. You may copy each card exiled with it. And also, so you copy the card, you may cast a copy, but the instant or sorcery will still stay under the spellbook. And then if you roll a 20, you can play all of them without paying their mana costs. So that is really, really, really strong. So really high upside for the D20 in this artifact. I would say nice for a reanimation kind of package. But for example, if you are playing Jeskai or something in some kind of format that doesn't even really matter what kind, you probably want some artifact reanimation or making it easier for yourself to get out artifacts. So this really fits into that package for me. I think that's really neat. And I like it. I would like to play with it a lot. Ooh, we have a double in one pack as well. But the foil Swarming Goblins here. Cool. We have already talked about it just now. Does this have a little bit of the special foil? Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. So they have only made the sky behind them really foily. But I'm just now noticing, maybe this is like a really big pile of gold that Andrew Marr made. Is that the case? I don't know, but it looks like it. And I think that would make for a really fun story, that these goblins are running away from this mammoth-like creature and they have been trying to steal their gold. I think that would be really funny. They also seem so aggressive, but they're being chased, I think. But maybe it's more of an army, maybe they are together. And I'm also just now noticing that there are 2 small goblins running up this hill here. That's cool. So see, it's nice to have 2 of the same cards together here. That's nice. And the swamp, but swamps are a little bit special here as well, because they have their own flavor. This one says, as you trudge through the sewers of Baldur's Gate, it dawns on you. where are all the rats? So all of these lands kind of help you start off with an adventure, and then you can look kind of through the pack and see, is there something else that really fits it? So we also have a wolf token here from Darren Bader, I think. A wolf with armor, and the wolf doesn't come in these dungeons. So there's another creature that makes these. But I think it's really cool. So we have, for example, here a swamp where you are at Baldur's Gate and all of the rats are gone. In any city there are a lot of rats, but in Baldur's Gate there are a lot of rats. You will see them there. So let's see, is there some kind of story that we can think of here? So I think yes. But we need a little bit of a city kind of vibe. So for example, the adventurers, so maybe in this case, who are the adventurers here? Maybe this one and the bard. I like that. So the inspiring bard and the Windsear could be two of the players that are playing here. A little bit of a weird combination, but they could be the two players here. They came into Baldur's Gate, all the rats are gone, so they have to start to investigate. So then you can look at some of the more enemy-like creatures. Maybe the swarming goblins are somewhere in the city, or Shesra is the whispering, or she's maybe the last boss that you have to face, or maybe they can fight the Barrowin later as a legendary creature. I mean, it would be a lot stronger than these two probably. They're all gathered up for a holiday, could be the case as well. Maybe they will have to fight the celestial unicorn because it has been playing with the rats before. So that's really cool. That's how you can play these packs in a way. I like it. But yeah, we did this last time. I think it was nice to do. Putting the rares together or something. Not really the point of this, but can be cool to talk about later. I got a foil warlock class and non-foil one. Yeah, so maybe they force these cards to be in the same packs. Sort of a Tales of Despero, Secrets of Nymphi. The adventure is what you mean. Oh, that they're all on vacation. Could be. Let's open a new pack as well. Oh, never had that happen before. They changed the packaging again, and I don't think the packaging has become better, but not too much of a problem for the most people. Like, the packaging is not too important, of course. But we did already see another skeleton here, so we have two skeletons now, and they're a dungeon, of course. Where's the other skeleton? Here. Cool. So Mordenkainen's polymorph. So Mordenkainen really likes to play with. Now you're going to... No, don't do this again. No. Oh wait, it's reverse, right? That's hard. Go. Go away. I don't want you here. No, go down. Go away. Square. Otherwise people will tell me to have a square mascot in just a little bit. I don't want that. But he likes dogs, is what I wanted to say. And this one, for 2 mana, you can make a target creature become a dragon with power and toughness 4/4 and gains flying. So he has dogs probably, and he can morph them into more powerful creatures like a 4/4 dragon. Your purpose may change along with your shape, but you will serve regardless. A little bit harsh to say about your dog. Doggies don't really serve you, do they? They're friends to have. But it's cool to see this morphing, and also this will become a really big dragon. It has some morphing to do. It doesn't look like it's really enjoying the thing, but Square, what are you doing? Square, you're playing with me. Why are you playing with me, Square? That was bound to happen sometime. Bear with me, we have to do the same thing again like previous time. Oh no, it's doing this again. They didn't like me playing with Mordecai, so he's really angry now. Is it? Wait. Yeah. Okay. Hold up. We're going to put it away again. Press the wrong button. How could I? So this. Oh, it's going away, right? Oh, it's not yet. Okay. No problem though. Probably stuck or something. Cool. Now we do put this away. We were just into the new pack, so that's a really nice timing. Going back to what's your favorite deck? Okay. Let's see. So now you can see me again in just a bit. Here we go. Or I can see me, not sure. Here we go. Okay, cool. Stop doing it, okay, Square. You're really hurting me. Okay, and then swap around. I'm getting faster at this, so that's the good thing about this. So make this a little bit bigger again. And I'll never press it again. Okay. Done. I'm done with you, Square. I'm not going. Square wants to be friends with this guy. Okay. That's fine. If you go stay with him, that's cool. Stay with the goblin friends. That's cool. Yeah, that's okay. But let's go. Unexpected Windfall. It's really a really nice card actually. Oh wait. We have to echo again, of course. Yeah. But now we don't. Okay, sorry about that. But here it says Unexpected Windfall. It's a dude drawing a card from a deck, and then the card he draws is a diamond, and then apparently he gets a treasure. But 4 mana for an instant, you have to discard a card, but then you can draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. So essentially it's just 2 mana, but you also kind of ramp, so that's an added benefit if you don't spend the treasure at immediately. No, the audio was echoey for everyone. Yeah. So, but now it should not be. But that's cool, and I like it, and it's a way to discard, which is often important, and also draw you some more and ramp in red. So I like the treasure vibe from red lately. It's a really nice mechanic for it, at least. So Ranger's Longbow, here we have our Ranger again. I think it's the same dude. But for 2 mana, it's an equipment. So it's a colored equipment again. Where it's 2 mana and then 3 to equip it. And the creature gets +2/+1 and reach. So a little bit of the, well, bow stuff that you expect. And then it says, with the right weapon, a fearsome beholder is nothing more than a big floating bullseye. Literally bullseye, but not really literally, at least. It's not really a bull, but it's still an eye. You get what I'm saying. Is it strong? Not really, I don't think. But still, equipment should be easy to equip for it to be really strong, I think. But if you are facing a deck that has a lot of flyers, then this might be really essential for you. You can even make your smaller creatures kill the 3/3s. I mean, you just need a 1/1 and then they can trade for the 3/3s that are all around this set. So, I mean, maybe in this set it's really strong if you keep it in this set, I think. We have Grim Bounty, a 4-mana... Looks cool. A 4-mana sorcery where you can destroy target creature or planeswalker. Do we? Yeah, we do have planeswalkers in the set. And then create a treasure token. So yeah, a lot of treasure synergy as well in the set. Freed from the need to pay tribute to the dragon, the villagers gladly paid the dragon slayers instead. Okay. But also, it might be a little bit hard to see because I can't even really see it. But there's a dragon head in the wagon, but I can't even really see it. I'm not sure whether it is. But it does look a little bit like a dragon head, like right here. I'm not sure. I see exactly the same as on camera, but I really don't know if it is. Might have to edit it to know. But these 4 adventurers have slain another dragon, and now... Dude. Square, you're really overstepping your boundaries here. I don't dare to press again. But we'll just go here. So yeah, cool card. It destroys a creature for 4 mana. So is that really strong? Not really, but you can create a treasure with it. So then it's really strong, and it is a sorcery, but for drafting and stuff, it's a really nice inclusion, I think. Need a little bit of unconditional removal in your set. Half-elf monk. So it's a human elf, which is an half-elf. And she, again, the angel from before was slaying an hyena as well. And then they said that hyenas were evil or something. Apparently hyenas are evil. I haven't seen a hyena in this set, but... Well, not with their own cards, I mean. I don't think. But are they hyenas? Or are they like bears or something? Maybe that's the case. But it's a 4/4 with vigilance. So on your turn you can still attack with it. Then it's a 1/4 and the flavor says this fight was over the moment you picked up that clumsy cleaver of a sword. So the half-elf is really nimble and can fight easily and can stun a creature by tapping with 2 mana. It's stunning strike. You can tap target creature. So you can see here that she's stunning him. So tapping another creature every turn is really annoying and therefore it's pretty strong. So that's the case with this one as well. You just have to put in a little bit of extra mana for it every time. And I think the art is really funny. And I just looked, I just got the feeling already, but I just looked and it's from Zoltan Boros again. Almost like, dare I say, the artist with the most jokes in their art in a way. You can really feel his art in a way. You know when it's from Zoltan. Yeah, is that a thing? Oh, those are gnolls. Oh, those are the gnolls. Okay, so they have their own card. Okay, that's true. They have their own card. Secret Door is a wall. So for you wall players out there, this is your new addition maybe. But it's a 1 mana 0/4, so 1 mana wall. And for 5 mana you can venture into the dungeon. So it is a mana sink, which can be pretty strong. It often is pretty strong. The flavor says, the way opened before him and the dust of centuries stirred in the air. Which probably won't really smell nice. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Where's this? Just testing it out a bit. Yeah, here it's fine, I think. And then maybe put this here. Yeah, maybe the square will go there too. But the art's cool too. I mean, we do see some priest-like elf, I think, touching this magical barrier, and then the way opened before him. Francesco Miara. That's cool. I like how the door is literally... Well, you can see the dust and there's light coming from it, so it shows in that way. That's really smart. That they use the flavor like that. I think the flavor is written first most of the time, but it can be changed later. So that's really smart from the artist. If it was in that order. And otherwise from the person that made the flavor. Spare Dagger. A 1 mana artifact equipment where it gives the creature +1/+0, and whenever it attacks you may sacrifice Spare Dagger. When you do this creature deals 1 damage to any target. So works with Death Touch. Works with Death Touch in flavor too. I mean, if you have Death Touch, you are a little bit of a dangerous person or being, and so you can really kill someone even with a spare dagger. So that's cool. I wonder if let's focus on this, of course. Okay, sure. So I like that. You see a guard approach. Is this the... Oh no, we have had one like instant or sorcery before where it was choose your weapon. Now we have the moment where the party see this guard approach. I mean, the seemingly most intelligent person is walking in the front. It's a 1 mana instant. You can choose to distract the guard. You can tap the guard and you can tap the creature, or you can hide and target creature you control gains hexproof. So hiding is a little bit equal to hexproof. If you cannot see your opponent, you cannot hit them with your magic. I think that's really cool. Looks like we've got company, is what she says to her party, and then the party just walks on apparently. But she can distract the guard, and apparently she is not sought after, but the rest of the party is. I think that's the story here. Oh, I thought the music was gone. But it's not, it's just a little bit soft at the moment. It will come back. But yeah, the dragon maybe is a little bit too much on the nose for the city or something like that. Really dislike you. Press the right button. Good. It will come back in just a few seconds probably. But maybe just stay there. No, don't. I have to put my hand here to hide the goblins because they are too easy. Maybe if I do this. Okay. Maybe now it works. So tell me if you want the code. Anyways. But yeah, I think that's cool. And I do wonder, but maybe they are already talking to someone else while she is trying to distract the guard, though. So it's not really working. I think the party is not really suited to this kind of environment. It seems that way. Dire Wolf Prowler. A 3-mana wolf. It's a 2/2 for 3 mana. Where you can pay 2 mana to give it +2/+2 and haste. So for 5 mana you will have a 4/4 attacker the first time you play this. And you can only use this ability once each turn. So I think this is meant to say that the Prowler just jumped its prey. Can I? I can't. Why? But it just jumped its prey, and now the prey is kind of gone. But that was why you could only use the ability once for the turn, because you can't surprise someone twice. Not like that in any way. Large as horses. Dire wolves must hunt often to satisfy their ravenous hunger. A mere human does little more than blunt their appetite. So they need deer. But this wolf is as big as a horse? What? As big as a horse? Large as a horse's. That's insanely huge. What? Square. Okay, fine. Stay there then. Oh, wait, maybe if we still do this. Or maybe we can just put the dungeons over these dudes. Maybe it will go away again. But yeah, this really huge wolf, I think, is the flavor. You hear something on your watch. 2 mana, instant on watch, not on your watch. They don't have watches in this set. But here we see the dragon knight from the party. He has a choice. He can wake his party. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Or he can set off the traps. So he will set off the traps. And then hope to have the enemy walk into them. And if he raised the party, it was +1/+1. And if he sets off the traps, the spell deals 5 damage to target attacking creature. It's a little bit of a white staple to only deal damage to attacking creatures. It's used as a defense. It's because this knight hears something on watch, he can defend himself, otherwise he wouldn't attack these other creatures. I think that's a little bit of the color identity here. I also like the vibe a bit, like how the Dragon Knight is sitting next to a campfire, and we can kind of see the folds of someone sleeping there, and there's an actual bard lying here. And what does he have in his hand? A pen? He uses a pen as his weapon, or he wants to slam the pen to wake his party. That might be another thing, but he just hears something. It's not certain that there will be an enemy here. Wizard class. So cool. First uncommon, yeah, from Martha Neal. So Martha Neal really has made like all the Prismari art. So it's cool that she's continuing with these blue colors and the magic that it looks really cool. I mean, in this case, we can see like a wisp coming from this mage's or wizard's hand. For 1 mana, you already have no maximum hand size anymore, so pretty okay. Definitely in blue, where you will want to draw a lot of cards. Then for 3 mana, you can level it up, and you may draw 2 cards, and you won't have to discard them anytime. And then for 5 mana, again, whenever you draw a card, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. So, I mean, seems cool. Where you can, if you can make this infinite, you can make some really big creatures and then keep making them bigger and bigger. I think that's pretty nice flavor. Or, well, not really flavor, it's the flavor where the wizard, of course, is a class that is all about gaining knowledge and then using it against their enemies. So that's cool. They grow in strength from gaining their knowledge. Intrepid Outlander is an orc ranger, where the orc is using a bow to get into this dungeon. It's a 2-mana 2/3 with reach. So second reach square. Second reach card that we have here. Whenever it attacks, if you attacked with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, venture into the dungeon. So Pack Tactics is another mechanic here, where you get something when you attack with a total power of 6 or greater, and in this case you can venture into the dungeon, because apparently being an orc is all about being strong, and if you are strong enough, if you have a strong enough party, you can just rush your way through this dungeon. Square. What are you doing? But I like that vibe. Here we have Portable Hole, a little bit of a Dungeons and Dragons staple here. A 1-mana artifact where when it enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until it enters or until it leaves the battlefield. So a little bit of a prison card here, but more a hole. And then when the hole disappears, the creature comes back apparently, but they fall for it every time, and I think that's just normal because this is a hole that is portable. How can you see that coming? Not really, right? But a little bit of small creature removal from white. Really conditional, of course, because it is white. We need it to stay weak. And does seem really annoying. Here's he trapped as zombie, I think. So really useful for when you're fighting zombies, which are most of the time, these are just tokens, so they are lesser than 2 mana value. Here we have a cool equipment. Vorpal's Sword is 1 mana equipment where you can equip it for 2 black mana, and then the creature gets +2/+0 and Death Touch. So Death Touch, a real theme here apparently. But then also for 8 mana, until end of turn, Vorpal's Sword gains whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. So, I mean, if you can instantly switch this over in any way, that becomes really strong, because then all your creatures become lethal. But otherwise, if you can pay this, you force your opponent to block at least with something, and your creature has Death Touch, so that's probably profitable if you play this right. So yeah, I think that makes this a pretty cool card. Also, the vibe is really present again. Caio Monteiro made a sword and it killed something, and the vibe around it is a really green mist, which is probably useful for a Medusa type creature, because you don't want to look them in the eyes, or you might turn to stone. Cool. Our swamp says, your search for a stolen artifact has brought you to the edge of the Mere of Dead Men, which is not a mere you want to be around. But we are looking for a stolen artifact, huh? Who might have stolen this? Not a wolf, probably. Maybe the spare dagger. We find the spare dagger. Maybe that is a little bit of a clue here. Who has the... This is a little bit of a thing. Because it's about the artifacts in a way. Don't really see someone that I might say... Maybe Sheshra has stolen an artifact again. But can't keep using her. I don't really see anyone that likes to steal artifacts yet. So I might have to look for that later. But we will. And then we will do just one more of these before we go do a little bit of a break where we can get our coffee, because I need those. Cool. Let's open you up. This one doesn't like to be opened. Sometimes you have those rebellious packs. We have another goblin, which means another dungeon. So let's actually look at this dungeon and what it does for the goblin one. The goblin one says it's a dungeon of the Mad Mage, which says you enter, you gain 1 life, then you can scry 1, then you can create a treasure token from the Goblin Bazaar, or you can stop a creature from attacking. Okay, can all be kind of useful to stall out. You can scry 2. Then you can exile the top 2 cards of your library and you may play them. So after scrying, that's pretty cool. And it's play, so you can use it for lands. Or you can create 2 skeletons. So if you are in a skeleton deck, you will probably want to use that one. And then Deep Mind, scry 3. And then you can draw 3 cards and reveal them. You may cast one of them without paying its mana cost. A lot of drawing, a lot of extending the game with life gain and stopping creatures from attacking you. So yeah, seems coherent. I like it. A little bit of a longer one as well, because this one is more positive. So it's not really about finishing this dungeon. It's more about being in the dungeon in a way. But Phelan Driver, Mad Mage. Okay, let's keep them nice and sorted. We start with a really beautiful Farides Fireball. Hello. No. Yes. Which is a 5 mana instant. But it definitely deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So you can definitely probably kill something important. But then also you can have it either deal 2 damage to each player or 2 damage to each opponent. Not really, you probably won't mind it hitting you. And if you do mind that, then don't really play this. But a 5 mana instant, yeah, I don't know if I really like this one as a playable card, but it is still an instant that might kill something pretty easily in draft, so in that case you probably want to really run this. From Josu Hernais. Really cool that they made this like mosaic-like pattern in a circle and then another circle in the middle, a little bit of an orange vibe here. Again, we had a little bit of a discussion on the Discord yesterday about orange stuff, which just ask if you're interested, but otherwise I won't go into that. Yeah, it looks cool. It seems a little bit like the practice you do where you just put random lines onto a paper and then you try to make art out of it. But this one really looks cool. They usually seem a little bit weird, so nice. We have Alturgard Ranger, which is a 5 mana human elf ranger. Has a little wolf to help him to fight this Manticore. It's a 4/1 with reach, so it can probably kill some flying dragons or manticores. And then it enters with a 2/2 green wolf creature token, which we had. We can show you a little bit more up close. Did we put it here? Because that's not really that smart. Let's see, where are you here? Here you are. Our doggo friend is here. So this is their friend, apparently. A little bit more of a forest creature, but this one is in the mountains, of course. They can just take their wolf anywhere, if they so desire. Since the fall of El Turel, they've walked the sword coast from Tethir to Icewind Dale. Eyes always on the prey. Always on the prey. That's really straining for your eyes. Please do keep blinking. It's really essential. but this one doesn't really blink. Here we have a zombie ogre, a 5 mana zombie ogre. So the name is exactly the same as the typing. That's cool. At the beginning of your end step, which I already pretty much like, if a creature died this turn, which is a little bit less likable, venture into the dungeon. So only if a creature died again. So a little bit of the creature has to die tribal with Our Lady here. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, pay to life, draw a card. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, venture into the dungeon. So cool. On the plus side, Thork no longer thinks he's clever. I think Thork just really bumped into this pillar. I think he also was a lot of he also made for a lot of struggles for the people around him when he thought he was smart. And now he doesn't think so anymore. He just moves towards people to try to eat their brain. Which I think is a larger downside than the upside of him thinking he's smart. We have Gloom Stalker, a 3 mana dwarf ranger. So dwarves can be rangers as well, guys. But if they are a ranger, they still use dual wield weapons. But in this case, it's to pickaxes, of course. A little bit of a sneer towards dwarves in a way from Thomas Douchet. This one, as long as you've completed the dungeon, it gets double strike. So it's a 2/3 double strike. Not the best set line for a double striker, but still probably nice to have. I'll make sure you never mistake a roper for a stalagmite again. Maybe we will see the stalagmite cards later as well, but there are some creatures that literally are those. So this one just wants to teach you how to traverse these dungeons. So it's just a nice guy. We have Scion of Stygia, a 3 mana tiefling shaman with flash. So a 2/1 with flash. With really cool ice particles. Christy Balanescu, also someone who makes really nice ice particles, by the way, oftentimes. But this one, it enters, and when it enters, you may roll a d20 again. So when you roll it, we can do that sometimes. I roll a 17. In this case, I would tap a creature, and it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Or I can just tap a creature if I would have rolled less. But then it would just untap again. So it's a free spell. It's a freezing Scion. So yeah. Really easy, really simple. A staple of Magic the Gathering. We still have those. We have Armory Veteran, which is a veteran of having a lot of armor, but also weapons. As long as it is equipped, it has menace. So would you really think this is extra scary if he has a lot of weapons? I don't really think so. But apparently he is so good with them that he can make them seem scary, at least. This one is for goblins. This one is for owlbears. This one is for toast. This one is for toast. we go. That's step 1 this time. Ooh, and then we go back. And then we go here. Man, I really have to fix this. Like such. Hi. This one will stay there like that. That's really not cool. Do we have to do the whole thing again? We might. So let's try that. See what I'm doing wrong. It's all about the learning experience, of course. Here goes. Aye. Alright. That's one step. We go back, we go do this, we go here. Almost done, guys. Here you can see me again, probably. And there we go. Where were we? Oh, right. I'll switch it right away. Beep boop. Cool. Aye. Sorry. Oh, still out. Okay. Now it's okay. But still don't know which one is toast. We will have to learn. Clattering Skeletons. A 4-mana skeleton, which says when it dies, you venture into the dungeon. So another creature that wants to die. But these are 4 skeletons, and again a 4/3, so 4 is a pair. 4/1/1 is apparently a 4/3. Maybe that's what they're telling us. Not sure why that is though. I would say you have better defense if you are a bit more. But okay. This one says those who die in the dungeon become its guardians. So if you die in this dungeon, this purple magic will come for you and you will rise again as the protector of this dungeon. We have Feign Death. So this elf boy is faking his own death to not have to fight. While as elves and these gnolls are fighting each other. The mechanic says, until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its own control with the +1 counter on it. But why does it get stronger?
Maybe it gets some loot from its friends, something like that. I think that's the case.
A drastic measure for dangerous
times.
Drastic
because he has to sacrifice his friends for his own sake.
Another good guy.
Evolving Wilds, always useful. Of course, it lets you sacrifice itself to search for a basic land, put it into the battlefield tapped. This one again looks really cool with these volcanoes on a castle. Which is a weird thing to say. But the flavor says, parts of Faerun still churn with the magic of arrogant Nithari's archmages long dead. So you can see their remains are volcanoes. Apparently they made those. They're really arrogant. They have brought themselves this unfortune. We have something else before that. Check for traps, which is something to often do, but not too much because that would be boring. But for 2 mana, it's a sorcery target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, and you may exile that card. If an instant or instant card or a card with flash is exiled this way, they lose 1 life. Okay, so because instants and flash things are traps, of course, I think that's the case. Otherwise, you lose 1 life. Okay, so it wants you to really use this against a trap, but it doesn't really force you to do it that way. Relax, I'm professional. Maybe these people were scared because 2 knives are protruding out right now. but they are professional, so don't worry about it. I do think that this one might go under here, and these people don't really have that opportunity. So maybe that's why this small one is more relaxed than the others. We have Sudden Insight, 6 mana, draw a card for each different mana value among non-land cards in your graveyard. So again, worrying about the mana values in our graveyards, that's a long time ago for me. A lucky draw from the deck of many things gave Voltas an inexplicable flash of understanding that he spent the rest of his life trying to repeat. Ooh. So they were so smart for just one moment. And then they lost this knowledge. And they tried to look for it again. But they never found it. That's a little bit sad.
And we have the Red Dragon
as our
next uncommon. A 6 mana red dragon. 4 flying with fire breath, not fire breathing. This one, when it enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to each opponent. Not the strongest ability for a 6 mana creature. But having a 4/4 is never bad. I don't think this is the best. Red dragons consider the world and every creature in it as theirs to command. So they're a little bit cocky. That's what I get from this. But they're really just dragons that breathe fire. So they don't really know how they plays into each other. But still a cool dragon that really arcs over this small land and then uses its fire to incinerate just one sad man. But our mythic, here it is the Book of Vile Darkness. A 3 mana legendary artifact with at the beginning of your end step, if you lost 2 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 zombie. Cool. Not too hard to have this happen. But it does need to be on your turn, so you do need a little bit of synergy with it. But you can exile it and the Eye of Vecna and the Hand of Vecna to create Vecna, a legendary 8/8 black zombie god creature token with Indestructible. It gains all triggered abilities of the exiled cards. So at least it
can
can
help you make a zombie every time you lost to life. The 8/8.
And it's an
8/8 with
indestructible,
so that's never too bad.
Oh, we
already did the token. But yeah, cool mythic.
Our mountain here says you meant to simply rest in humble stone, but the miners have told you stories of whispers in the dark below.
Okay.
So then we have to look at which cards are about mountains, I guess.
Let me do one small thing. Loop. Okay. But let's see.
While the red dragon definitely can go in the under the mountain.
Can it go under the mountain though?
The dark below as well. Maybe it can. The clattering skeleton definitely.
Whoa, we missed the mimic. Okay, sorry. It's a 2-mana artifact treasure, which you can sacrifice to add 1 mana of any color because it's still a treasure.
And it can become a shapeshifter.
I think the mimic does really fit into the mountain as well.
But you can make this a 3/3, so that's a pretty chunky boy. Actually. Nice. I like that. That's really cool that you can just make a treasure, but it also has other abilities, just like we saw with food in Eldraine. Maybe the zombie ogre goes into the mountain as well. I like that. Prospect. Again the treasure, but it really goes everywhere. In a way. Who else goes into the mountain? Not sure whether we can really get a real adventure from this one. Baron definitely goes under there. And the goblins, I guess. But again, not too much that really goes in there. We've had more evil magician stuff, I think. But like I said, a little bit of a break time to get more water. I will. Will I? I think I will. Nah. Okay. It's fine. I'll be right back. Let's get it. Oh gosh. Sorry. The echo was there again. It's gone now. Don't worry. But yeah, let's go next pack. Let's do 2 now and then do another little bit of a break. Because I like it that way. Hey, the music. Let's go. Let's get into this one. We start with the Atropal again, which is the god horror, which we can see from the kind of negative dungeon that's really fast, where Tomb of Annihilation lets you discard a lot of cards and lose a lot of life, but you can finish the dungeon really quickly. Bull's Strength is a 2 mana instant that lets you strengthen your creature and then untap it. But it also gains Trample. So it's a little bit of a defense card, but also a Trample card to break through this wall. As the Iron Bars of the Portcullis, I don't know, barded like reeds, the defenders of the keep suddenly felt much less secure. This must be a really strong fighter that we see here. I mean, they do look really strong in a way. They look strong in the eyes, is what I mean. Oh yeah, we didn't find too much mountain stuff, did we? Precipitous Drop, right? Precipitous Drop. A 3 mana aura where someone fell into this drop, which you can use to enchant a creature. And when it enters the battlefield, you may venture into the dungeon. But the enchanted creature gets -2. -2. So it starts with that. But once you have completed a dungeon, it gets -5, -5. Can we get back to the focus again? Yeah, we can. So yeah, you can just keep this on that creature, and then it will die when you have completed the dungeon, if it hadn't already. Because 3 mana for -2, -2 isn't that bad, honestly, as an enchantment. Because it really slows down creatures that want to attack. Delver's Touch. A 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. And you need 3 mana for that. So the other effect better be better. It says, whenever the creature attacks, venture into the dungeon. So we have seen that on the Angel that flies as well. If you can put this on another evasive creature, I think that is fine in that case. But otherwise, this is not really too impressive. But you can keep using this over and over when you can get to like the Goblins here or something. You make some tokens with this. So those tokens can throw themselves away as 2/2s in that case, and get a little bit of extra value for exploring their own dungeons, which is cool. Contact Another Plane. I don't know how much of this is really true, because yeah, do they really talk with other planes? Are they conscious of planeswalkers, stuff like that? I'm not sure, but they do talk with them. What is this? Ah, cool. Never knew. Now you know. But what it does is you can roll the dice. A 9, we would have only drawn 2 cards. But you can also sometimes scry 2 before doing that, or scry 3 and draw 3 cards, which is a lot stronger, like we talked about before. Brazen Heart is a Dwarf Shaman that's really brazen in his heart, but his eyes are glowing and he is shooting fire from a little bit of distance from his hand, which looks really cool from Gabor Sixai. A 2 mana Dwarf Shaman is a 1/3, so a little bit of a shaman stat line here. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So yeah, I like this. Definitely in draft, if you think that you could play a dice strategy nicely, really pick this up. Because with 4 mana with the spirits before, we have seen that this is really strong in Strixhaven. But in this case, it's just 2 mana. That's really strong. My grandmother saved the life of a brass dragon, and in return she was given a glimpse of the fire in its heart. A glimpse she passed down to me. That's cool. These people, this family, now always has the power of to breathe fire like a brass dragon. That's cool. That they can pass it down like that. Really dwarven as well. Really dwarven vibe. Spoils of the Hunt. A 3 mana instant. Every coin helps rebuild the town they destroyed. Who destroyed? Oh, these gnolls. Again. Okay. That's nice that they helped the town instead of the other crew that really took all of the dragon money. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 for each mana from a treasure that was spent to cast this spell. So up to +3/+0. Then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So green treasure tribal is also there. It's not only red. Every coin helps to rebuild the town they destroyed. So for every coin they use, they get stronger and they can fight this dude, apparently, this gnoll. And then when it gets killed, they again get more money. So the town put in a lot of money. Then the adventurers use that money, and the money they get from the spoils, they put back into the town. So they really do not get a lot from this except for experience and maybe some fun. Here we have a 6 mana Beholder, which is 6/5, which is really big. Lars Grant West. When this Beholder enters the battlefield, you may cast an anti-magic cone, which says each opponent sacrifices an enchantment removal in black. But also you can, if they do not have an enchantment, you can choose to, or maybe it's not important, creatures you control gain menace, or maybe you can kill them until end of turn. So it's all kind of always useful, but not really always useful. You do need some creatures, or your opponent need to have enchantments. But I do like it because there's a lot of Death Touch in black in this set. So menace with Death Touch, of course, pretty good. The more creatures you can have block a Death Touch creature, the better it is, probably. Owlbear is a 5 mana bird bear, a really sought after creature, but apparently many people believe a misguided wizard created the first owlbear, but others insist that these creatures have always dwelled in the Feywild. People don't really know a lot about these creatures. But when it enters the battlefield, you may draw a card, so that's nice. It's a 5 mana 4/4 that can draw you a card, and it also has trample. So it's not really easy to block for your opponents either. You will always get some value out of this, and otherwise you will get a card back. So a really nice swing in limited, and I like that Ilsegord made this one so real as well. I like it. Soon, by the way, a little bit of a spoiler, but we will do an Ilsegord video. So we'll put this one aside for now, for myself to remember, or maybe that's not really necessary. I can look for that myself. On the Dark Basilisk. This one does go in under the mountain because it was in the dark and under the ground. It's a basilisk with a horrifying mouth and like blue light coming out of it as well. And then this rogue is really taken aback by it. See how the statues all have chunks bitten out of them? We're dealing with a basilisk. Or I'm a froghemoth. Okay. Larissa Carillon, learned Warlock. Is probably learned because she knows what to watch out for in these dungeons. But it's a 1/2 with Death Touch. So Death Touch tribal, but otherwise a nice value blocker. I would say that about it. Yuan-Ti Fang Blade, Fang Blade, sorry. It's a 3-mana snake rogue with a long tongue and a poisoned knife. It's a 2/2 again with Death Touch, so we see a lot of Death Touch in this set. When it deals common damage to a player, you may venture into the dungeon. So a little bit less powerful than the when you attack you can do this, but your opponents will not really want to block this that often, because it will trade for their creature. The air is sweet with the taste of your fear. I don't want her to say this to me. That does seem obtrusive in many ways. Cridle of Baldur's Gate. Dimir Human Elf Rogue. Whenever Cridle deals common damage to a player, so again a little bit of the same theme where you want to deal damage to your opponent. You do want to do that, but in this case you also let them lose 1 life and mill a card, and you gain 1 life and you scry 1. So a little bit of thought stealing that this one does. Whenever you attack, you may also pay 2. If you do, target creature can't be blocked this turn. So once every attack, you can make 1 other creature unblockable with this. So that's cool. So you can easily, this does really go well with these cards that really want you to get in to your opponent's life. And also, you don't have to attack with Cridle, you can just attack with other creatures and make them unblockable. So you can keep this back as well. But you can also attack with it to scry a little bit and drain your opponent. Death Priest of Mir, a 4-mana Tiefling Cleric, which is Lord for skeletons, vampires, and zombies. And at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, so again with dying each turn, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 black skeleton creature token, so it becomes a 2/2. The Reaper bids you rise. Miracle the Reaper. Cool, we have to look that up, but the staff is pretty metal. It's not just a staff, it's just a skull with the vertebra. But really nice vibe. Lias Lasaido, sorry. Another uncommon is Temple of the Dragon Queen, which sounds like a little bit of a mother figure for people, for dragons. Where did the sharpness go? Something like this. As it ends the battlefield, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. Then it ends the it ends the battlefield tapped unless you reveal the dragon card this way, or you control a dragon. So if you control a dragon, you can still reveal one, but you don't have to. As it enters the battlefield, choose a color and then add 1 mana of the chosen color. So with dragons, that's really, really strong. Otherwise, that's still really versatile. It's a tap land, but you can add 1 mana of any one of the colors that you have chosen. But then it's not really strong. But you can still do that. I mean, it's not bad. Let's say it that way. It's versatile. Dancing Sword, another equipment. A 2-mana equipment rare, which says for 1 mana, which I already like, equipped creature gets +2/+1. And when equipped creature dies, you may have it become a 2/1 construct artifact creature with flying and ward 1. If you do, it isn't an equipment. So you will still have a 2/1 flyer. That's pretty strong. And 1 mana equipment, 1 mana to equip this is a lot of value. So I like that part about it. Why do I talk in parts? I don't know. The forest says, as monsters from the Underdark. As monsters from the Underdark rampage across the world above, you've delved deep underground to determine what has driven them upward. So, I think we have seen some creatures from the Underdark though. I mean, Death Priest of Mir is definitely from the Underdark. This is definitely Underdark, Basilisk is definitely from the Underdark. This could be in that story. Cool. Clattering Skeletons definitely in the Underdark. Yeah, we have some Underdark creatures. Cool. That we could use for a bit of a story. Maybe later we will do that. But next pack. A bit of crackling. Again, this. I don't like the packaging. It's different, I know. It's really important to me, I mean. For how it feels, for the experience, I mean. Not just like, I'm mad that it happens or something, but... We have another Lost Mine of Vandelver. A lot of the same tokens, so... Eye of the Beholder is a 6 mana instant that lets you give a creature -11/11. So we can see how heavily this works. Maybe if the Eldrazi return, we need some Beholders to defend ourselves. In the end, there was nothing beautiful to be seen. There was nothing to be seen, probably. In the eyes of the Beholder, something beautiful. There's something in it. That's a saying, right? I don't know. +2 mace, so an enchanted mace, which is a 2 mana equipment, but then you need 3 mana to equip it, which I don't like, and then you get +2/+2. This is just so much worse than Dancing Sword. The weight of this magic weapon falls heavy on the wicked. So don't be wicked. Be sane. We have Clever Conjurer, which is a 3 mana gnome wizard with the ability to tap it and untap target permanent not named Clever Conjurer. And you can only do this as a sorcery. So this clever gnome has learned that if you put your hand in these cogwheels, that's really dangerous, it can hurt you. So he uses his magic to form a new hand and then turn the wheel. That's really clever. I'm always happy to land a hand because he has multiple ones. Sultan Boros again with the funny art. Like he always does. I've never seen something serious from him. Valor Singer from Justina Gill. A 3 mana tiefling bard with beautiful art with the sun behind them, a Manticore fighting a Dragon Knight and an Ogre rushing and screaming around the battlefield. And this tiefling just wants to sing about the nice battles that happened today and give others combat inspiration. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Not the best effect, but that is value. It's not, you don't have to equip it, you can just put this down and use it to strengthen your creatures. But mostly the art's really cool. There's only one way forward, into legend. Yeah, so if you are not legendary, you are not moving forward, is what they say. But also, they can sing about anything, so maybe they will make some legends without people really doing anything cool. Might be the case. Skilled Herbalist, a 2 mana Herbalist. Lizard Druid, actually. Cool. We have seen some Lizard Druids before. I mean, at least in other games. I could help you, or I could eat you for lunch. I haven't decided yet. So you are adventuring, you come across this man, and apparently at this moment your charisma becomes very important, because this man might help you or eat you, which is very different from each other. But this one can tap to enable you to put a land from your hand onto the battlefield, which is really, really strong. Because it's a form of ram. I mean, it makes you faster, is what I mean. So that's strong. And this one does look a little bit smirky, so do watch out for their personality. Fate's Reversal again. With a really cool art where I only just now noticed that the live flowers here were put on their grave. And the Side of Fate where the man was saved. With the dead flowers, we can see more dead trees around them. So we don't know which side is better. Because, yeah, as well, their doom is only delayed, not really stopped. It hints at that. A Goblin Javelinier, a 1-mana haste Goblin Warrior. It's a 1/1, and whenever it becomes blocked, it deals 1 damage to target creature blocking it. The other art was a more agile looking goblin, but this one is just a chunky strong boy. And it's a Javelinier, but he also has a sword. So a little bit different here. Is this a hand around his neck? Unsure. But I really still like these arts. And in this case, by the way, I don't know if they did that for all of them, but the background is just red. Let's look at some other ones. If you can find them, we have had them. So this one is yellow for white and black. Mimic, which is an artifact, gray. And we have had one other one, I believe. A Celestial Unicorn, which is white, has white background. Oh, cool, I hadn't noticed that. Oh, okay, nice. Nice touch. Cool. Hobgoblin Captain. So Hobgoblin a little bit higher ranked than just goblins. A little bit bigger as well, and a little bit more intelligent. Hobgoblins do not fear death. For those who fall in battle have gained glory eternal. So another glory singer, just like the one we saw. Karl Kopinski made this one. Rushing down into a dungeon with slippery water. That one isn't afraid, that's definitely true. And it has back tactics, and this time it gains first strike when you achieve the 6 power or greater from your attacking team. First strike, not because it's just so extra fast, but because it has the zeal to rush in any circumstance. Boulette, a 4-mana beast. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, so this mechanic is in black and green, of dying and then getting something on your end step, you may put a +1 counter on Boulette. Boulette is then a 4-mana 3/3 already, so it will grow pretty quickly and might be hard to remove later. And this is a little bit gruesome as well. Why don't they ever just smoosh some humans? Capable of moving swiftly through even tightly packed earth and leaping surprising distances above ground. Boulettes are difficult to escape once they've got scent of their prey, so they can smell you from the underground even. These big boys. And someone from the previous stream said that Boulettes were made as creatures in Dungeons and Dragons because someone just was looking for a token to use in their game, and it was a mole, but it apparently had to be a worm of some kind, but they just made a whole creature out of it. I think that's really cool that they made this. It's the whole story of the other game, but I like that Boulette has come into our game as well now. Ranger's Hawk is a 1-mana bird, which is a 1/1 with flying, but it's apparently more for the scouting it does. Swift eyes to scout the way ahead, the flavor says. And also look at these beautiful clouds and the wings soaring in contrast to the ground. That's cool. Tap another untapped creature you control. Venture into the dungeon. So 2 effects for 3 mana. But untapping another creature, giving them semi-vigilance is sometimes really useful. And if you have 2 of them, you can keep doing this. Oh no, and you can't. It's tap another untapped creature you control. How can I do this? Oh, I often read over stuff. Should really take my time with those. But no, it's not that good. It's just venturing into the dungeon and just scrying a little bit of gaining 1 life, something like that. And then you have to tap another creature. This sucks a little bit. Blink Dog, which is a really funny name, to be honest, Because we all know that it is a dog that blinks out, in and out of existence, but the dog is actually blinking in the art. Oriana Menendez. That's really funny. The dog is blinking in the art. And I just can only think about a dog that just blinks. And that's what its name is. Blink dogs protect the wild places of the world, driving away evil influences. Strong boy. It's just a 1/1 with double strike. But it's a strong boy. It goes around the world, teleporting around. Imagine you're an evil mastermind and then you're on this plane and all of a sudden out of a portal jumps a blink dog and it bites you to the ground and it stops your plans and then it teleports away again. That's what blink dog is about. That's a cool flavor for a blink dog. With a lame name. Goblin Morningstar. I don't know about this one, but about the mechanics. But I do like how the sun is falling in here from Carrie Christensen. And it is actually morning in the art. This goblin is sleeping still and the sun is rising. And it's about a morning star, which is a joke. The equipment is 4 mana for the first time to equip it in total. But then your creature gets +1/+0 and trample. And then 2 mana again and again. Whenever you want to re-equip it. Yeah. With big stuff, trample can be really cool, of course. But you also get to roll a d20. And in this case, we would have gotten a red goblin and then gotten to attach the Morningstar to it. And if you roll a little bit lower, you can still create a red goblin creature token, but you have to still pay the other 2 mana to equip the Morningstar to it again. Oh, different pal. We have Feywild Trickster, which is a 3 mana gnome warlock. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, create a 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature token with flying. A 1/1 with flying is not to be scoffed at, by the way, so do look out for this. So I like this in the blue-red dice archetype. That's nice. A lot of cute little fairy dragons as well. I hope to see the token as well, because that looks really, really cute. And then for our rare we have the Cave of the Frost Dragon, which is literally a cave in the form of a frost dragon. If you control 2 or more lands, Cave Dragon ends the battlefield tapped, and otherwise it comes in untapped. It just acts like a plains, but then for 5 mana you may make this land a 3/4 white dragon with flying. So that's a really strong upside for a land sometimes, and definitely in limited. Otherwise, I wouldn't really want too many tap lands, so I don't think that's the way to go. Our plains, which we have looked at before, looks really desolate. Searching for a vanished caravan that was bound for Silvery Moon, you've come to a bank of mysterious fog. Well, I think Feywild Trickster would be cool in that, and Morningstar as well. I mean, you can do a little bit of maybe your Ranger's Hawk can be a companion for this adventure. That would be cool. Be really cool actually. That you can use the Ranger's Hawk to scout ahead and stuff. Do we see more? Do we hear something on watch maybe? Not much else that I would see in this plane, so not much of the rest of the adventure. But let's just get into that last pack before my last battery runs out, because that would be really awkward. Let's open it. This one was a little bit easier to unpack. Another goblin token, so not a fairy dragon token. What a shame, but goblins are cool too. We start with Bringer Cleric. which is a cleric, which when it ends the battlefield, you may choose from 3 options. You may cure wounds, gain 2 life. You may dispel magic, destroy target enchantment. Nice. Or gentle repose. Exile target card from a graveyard. Really flexible. And I like his hair. Seems just like a normal middle-aged dude that is touching his friendly orc dude, and he is looking away like what the heck. Maybe he doesn't like blood. Maybe that's his story. I would like that. Yoshi? Shortcut Seer, 4 mana human rogue, which is going to urge you to step into this first, probably. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may venture into the dungeon. So a little bit like our uncommon Dimir dude from before. The old trapdoor under a rock trick. This is almost too easy. So I like that we are seeing the cards that let you venture into the dungeon. Just know something about a dungeon. And that's in their flavor every time. I like that. Jaded Sellsword, which is a dragon warrior that you can hire. So not one of the trusted, honorable dragon warriors. This one is just... Maybe it does hold up to his end of his bargains, but he doesn't strike them very much. Because when he doesn't feel like it, today costs extra. When it ends the battlefield, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it, so if you pay him money, you have to pay him mana, but if you pay him money as well, it gains first strike and haste until the end of turn. So then he will do it today if you pay extra. That's cool. Compelled Duel. So this knight is wanting to fight this giant warlock-like dude. A 2 mana sorcery where a target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn and must be blocked this turn if able. So it compels your opponents into blocking it. You might be 4 times my size, but I will not be ignored. So a little bit of an elf vibe here with the cheekiness, with the arrogance. Deadly Dispute is very usable. So these people had a falling out and now one has come on top and the other one is literally gone. 2 mana instant, where you have to also sacrifice an artifact or a creature, but then you can draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. So instead of discarding a card with the 4 mana red spell, in this case you only have to sacrifice a creature and pay 2 mana, but you only get 1 treasure token. So again, half the cost. Maybe that's a little bit of a theme here. That's a pretty ring. Trade you my knife for it. In your chest. Sorry. Was not even funny. Leather armor is something people were apparently very excited about. And I do get a little bit why. Because it's just a 1 mana equipment and you can equip it for 0. And then it protects your creatures a little bit. So in the early game it will really defend your creatures. But you will have to choose which one to defend. Because it gives them ward 1 and 1 toughness. So in the early game, your opponent will only have 1 mana, next turn 2 mana, and they probably don't have removal on curve anymore. So really good in aggressive decks where you maybe have a 2 mana creature that you want to churn out and attack with, and then you can put this on it, and every time you have 1 creature to protect. Great Axe again. So let's see. Whoa, this one is way more detailed it seems. Or is the lighting just gotten better? But the dragon seems way easier to see. But again, he really took shots at this dragon, but he killed him with a Great Axe. And I do have to imagine that he did some saltos while doing it, because otherwise it just wouldn't fit. He did some saltos and then crushed him out of the sky and it fell down and he fell just a kilometer away, or like a mile, I think. Neverwinter Dryad is a 1 mana creature dryad. It's a 1/1. And you can sacrifice it for 2 mana to search a library for a basic forest and it enters the battlefield tapped. So not as good as the 2 mana card that sacrifices itself for free, but still a nice thing to have. And it's still ramp, and it's what green does, and it's... You play it on 1, you pay 2 mana on 2, and then you have your ramp. So that's pretty strong. And otherwise you might also be able to use it to block at least some damage. So I like it. Also again, the green background. And these feel a little bit different. I don't know if that's a thing, but maybe because they look different. I love this one. Tuan Duong Chu. I can really not pronounce your name, I'm so sorry. But this is a 4 mana ogre, and this looks so amazing. Look at how happy this guy is, and how ugly he is, but how happy he is. You can just feel his greed, but you know that he is happy with what he is hoarding. And I don't know, maybe he will take more stuff and so on, but he's just happy with it, so why wouldn't we let him? But whenever it attacks, it's a 4 mana 3/3 ogre. Whenever it attacks, you may roll a d20 and get a 4. In this case, we would only create a treasure token, but sometimes you may create 2 treasure tokens, and if you're really lucky, you can create 3 treasure tokens, almost getting this guy's mana cost back. That's really strong. But 1 token per time, if you can easily get in, that's still red ramp. So cool. First uncommon is Cleric class again, I think. Oh no, not again. Oh, I'm saying stuff about my new video. But this one, if you would gain life, you gain that much plus 1 life instead. So a little bit of life gain in here. Probably if you play a lot of white Cleric stuff. At 2 mana, whenever you gain life, you may put a +1 counter on target creature you control. So then it becomes a little bit of a Heliod here. Really, really strong. We have seen Heliod in every life gain deck ever in standard. So this will become strong if people start playing life gain again. And then for 5 mana, you may put it to level 3. And when this class becomes level 3, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Any creature. From your graveyard. You gain life equal to its toughness, so it also gains life at least once for itself. So you will at least get one +1 counter. But you probably will want to play more life gain in this deck. But I like it. I liked life gain a little bit to play for myself, so, and it's not unovercomable. You see a pair of goblins, a 3 mana instant, where you can choose to charge them. Creatures you control get +2/+0, which is a lot. If you have some creatures, if you have a lot of goblins, for example, you might easily get 6, 8, 10 attacking power, so that's a lot. Or you can befriend them and create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. And if you play this and then this, that's already 4 extra attack. That's a lot of attack. I have the shot, shall I take it? Is the question Varys, the ranger from our party, asks. Cool. Magic Missile is a 3 mana sorcery where you can, which cannot be countered, but it deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2 or 3 targets. So you might increase this damage, then this wording becomes even more relevant, but up to 3 targets can be chosen for this spell. A tried and true favorite of many wizards, whatever their school. So all wizards know this spell. In Dungeons and Dragons, everyone keeps using it. It's easy to cast. It's versatile, it's attacking, it's probably the most consistent damage that a wizard could do. So, yeah, I get why they use it. Ooh, last mythic, I think, of this thing is the Grandmaster of Flowers. A 4 mana legendary planeswalker. His name is Bahamut. As long as Grandmaster of Flowers has 7 or more loyalty counts on him, he's a 7/7 dragon. So you will want to increase this dude to 7 mana, and then his kind of ultimate is becoming a dragon. I like the art as well, man. Ekaterina Burmak, really cool with the birds around him, and he's a flower guy. Target creature without first strike, double strike or vigilance can't attack or block until your next turn. So if it's not watching out, it can't attack. So that's a little bit of defense for this Planeswalker. That's important. Or you may search your library and your graveyard for a card named Monk of the Open Hand, reveal it and put it into your hand. So also your graveyard, that's recurring value. And then shuffle. But that's recurring value. So I have seen people arguing about, hey, this isn't that strong, but it's recurring value. That's cool. That's strong. It's only a 1-mana creature, so it protects itself. That's the most important thing that a Planeswalker can do. I personally like it. So you have to as well. No, that's not true. But here we have our famous Manticore, which you have seen a lot of in these packs. A 4-mana Manticore, which is a 2/1 with flying, but it comes in with flash, so you can surprise your flying creatures from your opponents. But also when it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature an opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn. So you may block a little bit and then create and then destroy a big creature from your opponent. Nice. The last forest of this bundle of packs says, before the Elf Queen will aid you, you must find a way to cure the strange rot. Again, rot. What's with all this rot on these lands? But you must cure the rot afflicting the roots of the a really cool idea to do some deep dives on as well. We can do all the classes and then make a series out of it. Blink Talk probably deserves his own. Barrowin is a story-worthy dude. Definitely. Miracle, but we also need more people for that. Cridle, we could do some deep diving on. Did we see some weird mechanics that we want to deep dive on? Actually, I don't remember. Red Dragon, nah. Just a red dragon. Wizard class now, of course. Mordekaiser, but we don't have the card itself. No, not really much else. So these... Yeah, I think that's true. That's a lot of deep dives to do though, so let's cut some. I think I want to do 3 or 4, so I already have some ideas. So I really like Shestra, I really want to look into her. I don't know, I probably will have to look into all of these people. So this one we can't really do. Berwyn, I want to look into all of them and then see what we can find. Also, we had some Ilsegord. We are going to do some videos about deep dives on artists later. So of course, just looking for cool artists and then asking them whether they would be okay with that, because I would be talking about their art. And you know, if people would be flaming my videos or something, that could be really harsh sometimes. So I wouldn't flame people's art anyways, but I would always ask them to at least do some deeper dives on their art. So yeah, otherwise, you know, I don't want to hurt anyone with just because I want to make a video. That would not be cool. I don't think we saw any other people that we have agreements on. Not that I asked everyone. But when I go to talk about art, I do like to contact the people first, so at least to show them the video beforehand, and they can say like, "Oh, I like this," "Oh, I didn't like that you said that," or "Hey, why did you say this?" And then I will just change it, because I'm not a specialist on the subject, so it would be weird for me to just say stuff and then not ask the actual experts. But yeah, okay. I don't think any other ones. No. So cool. Thank you for watching. All of you. I mean, some of you dropped off, of course, and some of you didn't, but thank you anyways. If you come back to this, then also thank you. Hit me up if you have some cool deck ideas. I will just look into my stacks, and if you were here today, I will look to send some stuff to you. Already successfully did that with someone. I don't know if they want me to shout them out or something. Yeah, I think that's just fun to do, and brings us, in this case, it brought a smile to both of our faces. So that's always 100% worth it. And I do hope that they are going to use these in their deck. Also, I really enjoyed this. It really went smoothly. I mean, not technically, but smoothly as in I didn't even notice the time pass by, and it has been 3 hours almost. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here at all. It's so weird to have people over the internet looking at you, and I'm just rambling about stuff that I like and don't like. That's cool. So have a nice day. Have a nice evening, I think, for you. For me as well, at least. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.